Hey, and welcome back to the Finale video series. Previously, we've looked at a general overview of Finale as well as how to get a few things set up so you're ready to start firing your show. In this video, we are going to take a look at actually starting to script your show. So I have chosen a music file. It's kind of an epic score that we'll be using throughout this series, and we're going to go ahead and start getting right into it. So to start with, I'm going to listen to it, kind of get a feel for what I may need to add. Whoops, wrong spot. So it's a pretty slow start, kind of have almost a two-dimensional slowness. There's a really slow part, and then it picks up a little bit with the, I don't know if those are harps. And we can kind of see that in the waveform. So this is really slow and quiet. Here's a little bit more going on here, a little more volume, a little more undulation in it. And if we carry that through, we can guess that it probably doesn't really pick up here until almost right before the minute 30 mark. So we can kind of sample some more of this. So maybe some spots for hits in here depending on how many cues we want to use. But it's still pretty tame overall. And if we get into this area, it's going to get a little more crazy, kind of give you an idea what we're working towards. So we've got some good hits coming up, an area where we can kind of go wild. Knowing that, and knowing that we're trying to keep this a 1/4 simulation, and I think I'm also going to say we're going to try to keep this somewhat reasonable in terms of cue count. So it's only a 3-minute song, so we're not going to try and go spend 1,000 cues on this, hitting every single beat. So I script shows differently all the time. For the sake of this one, I think I'm going to go pretty start to finish. So we'll go over here back to the beginning and start thinking through how to script the first part of the song. And I have two thoughts, which is this is a really good section for either flame pots or gerbs. And also, this area may be a really good spot for flames or gerbs. If I'm only sticking to 3 positions, though, I probably don't have enough positions to do something complex between the two. So I think my choice is going to be that I'm actually just going to let this run as kind of black sky, get the audience into it, and we add some flame pots here at this second point. If you listen to it, you can kind of almost hear there's maybe some specific spots or areas where we could pop the flame pot. So I think what I'm going to do is start adding those in. So thankfully, I've got a couple of different options. I don't necessarily need to go make my own simulation. If I use either the Dominator 1/4 Pro, I think they have some, I might be misremembering, maybe it's Spirit of 76. Spirit of 76 has some flames in here. So, for this song, kind of like purple, yellow, maybe a blue. So I think right at this start here, we'll put a yellow right in the center. And you can see it adds it on my timeline down here, shows me roughly the duration that it's going to run. If I play the music again, we can find another good point to pop another flame pot. going to put it right here at the second one. I'll do a purple over here on the left. And then finally, I think I'll do a green instead on the right over here. Now if I can come back over here, I can kind of watch it pop up. So there's a good hit right in this area right here where I probably will start a cake or something. I think it's probably too boring to finish out all the way until a minute 30 with just flame pots. A couple of things I want to show before we get to that point though. Now these flame pots, they in the grand scheme of things don't need to be super accurate with when they start. But other effects that we add will need to be. And Finale by default in a lot of the simulations will set a pre-fire time of 0.3 seconds. And so that's basically, it's accounting for how long will it take for that device to ignite before its effect is being displayed. And the only time where I find pre-fire time actually useful is on 1.3 shells, where there truly is a lag between when the device is ignited and when the effect is displayed up in the air. Everything else, including cakes, in Finale, I set the pre-fire time to 0.05 because that is the lowest you can go. You can't set a pre-fire time of 0. If you set a pre-fire time of 0, it changes it back to 0.3, another special feature that I find annoying. But to check that, and to keep some consistency throughout our show, I want everything to be a pre-fire time of 0.05. I'm going to press Control F to bring up my firing view. Firing view is essentially showing you, in order of the show, what effects do you have going off, and it tells you a whole bunch of stuff about them. It'll tell you what caliber they are. It's kind of irrelevant for a flame pot. It tells you the name of the item, what position it's at, what system it is. It's R18R2, what address it has, what pin it has, how many of them are in your show. You can edit some notes in here, and these notes will actually show up on your Finale labels. Firing view is exceptionally useful. The other cool thing about firing view is it allows you to filter your show. So if I wanted to only see my yellow flame pot, I can type yellow in here and it will hide all of my other effects throughout my entire show that don't have the name yellow in it. I think I'll do a whole series on all of the useful features Firing View has. It's a very powerful tool that allows you to quickly make a lot of changes, a lot of customizations to your show, and make sure that your show is set up correctly. So I was wrong, and these do pull in with a pre-fire time. It's this PFT of 0.05, so that's good. So I don't need to change anything. And so for now, I'm done with Firing View. I will just press Control F to hide it again. And with this, I'm already 9 minutes into this video, and all I've added is 3 flame pots. I think I'm going to cut it here, and we'll move on to another video. Thanks for watching.